double digits. We've got a double digit pump. That's exciting. My name is Vosk. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. It's been a while since I live streamed, so we're just going to go ahead and just jump into the stream. So, I really just want to emphasize how long it's been since I've seen a green page like this in crypto. You know, how quickly people can forget. Some newcomers never even knew. They have yet to see a consistent green market. How quickly we took for granted these days. Oh, and how, I don't want to speak for everyone else, but for me personally, how I've missed them. So this is really cool to see. This is really exciting. This is a relief for a lot of reasons. So I don't want to get ahead of myself, right? I'm just celebrating this small victory in a sea of losses, but you know, at some point we do need to just kind of lighten up and be a little happier, right? It's like it's very exciting to see a freaking straight green page like this. And Bitcoin being over $30,000 is a huge mental marker. Very huge. At this price point, we're pretty much halfway to the previous all-time high. When Bitcoin is trading, you know, lower in the 20-something thousand dollar range, the market cap is more towards basically $500 billion. But even just that quick price movement, it's $660 billion. We're kind of creeping up towards that former market cap where Bitcoin commanded a $1 trillion market cap. So everyone tuning in live, I appreciate you guys. It's good to see y'all. I see some giveaway requests. Good old helium. Yeah. And Rich spoiling where we're going with this. So last 24 hours, $27 million in new Bitcoin has been mined, which is higher than normal compared to recent prices. So there were numerous leaks on this stuff. Here's one Twitter thread, or X thread, sorry. And proposed NASDAQ symbol, we got IBTC, right? The BlackRock, iShares, Spot, Bitcoin ETF. Basically, you know, the real simple way to explain this is going to be the simple fact that this is essentially bringing Bitcoin to the stock market, right? I mean, that's in essence what an ETF is. And that's a big deal for numerous reasons, right? Because people can easily buy in through a lot of existing mechanisms. Furthermore, it just opens the door for so much Bitcoin and crypto exposure, also to a lot of people that may not even realize it. But those hedge fund managers and things like that will be like, yeah, we want some exposure there. Bam. You know, they quickly and easily funnel in all the plebs that don't even follow this stuff. Their portfolio goes up and they're like, yes, this is great. This is great. So that's kind of the gist of it. So the bottom line is that this has been a long time overdue, a long time coming. When Bitcoin ETF people have asked for many years, we've been so close for many years and all that stuff, right? The Bitcoin price surge. BTC related stocks go to new multi-week high, including MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy has pivoted from basically, you know, being a tech company or whatever the hell they are to basically it's a stock comprised basically of a bunch of Bitcoin. So buying into MicroStrategy is a roundabout way of, in essence, buying into Bitcoin, if you will. So you guessed it. Former Bitcoin hater, now Bitcoin maxi, hyping up Bitcoin on Twitter there. So before we get too crazy, let you guys know about the company that's helped making today's video possible. But before that, the Bitcoin Supra, which has been a really fun project and interesting endeavor to just kind of grow Bitcoin. through motorsports and things like that. But I noticed this listing on the top page, and AliExpress has my car in stock for sale. And you may say, is this a weird roundabout way of me saying I'm selling that car? No, it's just some scammers selling the whip for $4,500. Looks like somebody already bought it, but there was 20 of them available, and you could even get it by December 25th, apparently. So huge shout out to today's video sponsor, and that's going to be the Supra token, which, you know, is kind of funny and ironically, and even down here, they utilize a new Toyota Supra or an A90, or it's probably A91. They're doing an airdrop with their Supra token. There's a few other things to discuss, like the fact that they're a Web3 oracle. They're utilizing a technology they're calling bridgeless cross-chain communication, which they're calling Hypernova. They're backed by leading VCs or venture capitalists like Animoca Brands, Coinbase, Hashkey Capital, Republic Capital, and so forth. So this is a very rapidly developing thing. We did not fact check that, just to be very clear, and they do have a token sale that is going live tomorrow. If you'd like to participate, they said that this is likely to be their last token sale, so you can check that out with the link in the video description below. So with that said, bringing it back to the focus here, and again, huge thank you to everyone tuning in and hanging out in the live chat. I'm following along. I want to get through the meat of the videos, and then we can run through a bunch of questions and all that stuff and have some fun. So BlackRock applied in June to register a Bitcoin spot ETF. And look, my quick version of BlackRock is it's basically like the world's overlord. They own basically nearly everything, and they're trying to get the rest of the things that they don't have. In a way, this is actually a bad thing, as Bitcoin continues to be just kind of commandeered and diluted, and be less of a coin and tool for the people, and becoming just becoming a huge profit maker for major companies. So there's that issue, right? But let's be more short-minded thinking and be like, okay, well, that's a lot of money coming into Bitcoin, and we know about Bitcoin, and we're in right now. So it's better to be in now as we head up, as opposed to later when you'll be spending less of your dirty dollars and other fiat for that lovely orange BTC. But remember, that's not financial advice. You do whatever the hell you want to do. So the company is the largest provider of ETFs in the world. So needless to say, they know a thing or two about ETFs, and they got a track record for big ETFs, successful ETFs, and above all, ETF approval. Okay. They manage not millions, not billions, trillions of dollars. So there's that. And this is where the whole DTCC, right? The listing, all that stuff. The news of this there's that initial news, and then like why Bitcoin has really been pumping recently, and a rising tide, brings up all ships or whatever. I just butchered that quote. Is lifting up the whole cryptocurrency market in general, right? So we've got the BlackRock iShares spot Bitcoin ETF here, 46438F101. That's the launch code. That's the rocket that's going to take us to the moon, right? That's what we hope and think. So there's all this stuff, and everyone's excited, this, that, whatever. And then the BlackRock BTF ETF is no longer listed on DTCC's website, and I am just wondering why. Why? That was a 4-letter acronym joke, but it kind of sucks. So just laugh. Just laugh. That's all I got today. So it's no longer listed on the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, the DTCC website. The iShares Bitcoin Trust had previously been the first potential ETF to list on that site. The key thing here is that this is very notable because oftentimes you'll see a CEDAR, ticker, you'll see these initial blips kind of pop up as they're working on approving this or adding this. But just because that happened doesn't mean that it's definite. It doesn't mean we're there And it doesn't mean that it's finalized. But multiple just agencies, officials, whatever, have been continuing to push back against the SEC. And probably one of the worst things to happen to cryptocurrency, Gary Gensler, what was the coin he used to pump? Let me know in the comments. But he used to pump an altcoin, and then he's saying everything's security and whatever. Oh man, I got nothing good to say about that guy. But the bottom line is that people are saying that these ETFs are disapprovals are getting overturned. It's going to court, and basically the crypto guys, the good guys, are winning here. It's been a long slugfest, but we're getting there. Mind of Tron says, "Don't sell BlackRock your BTC." I definitely agree, and I think one of the things we're really seeing here with this market pump is retail investors and businesses, right? Big investors, institutions, if you will, saying like, whoa, is it happening already? I thought we were going to maybe start going up in 2024 and then we go parabolic in 2025. I mean, it's interesting to see because, we have another global conflict popping up, which is never generally good for markets. We have a USA election year next year. There's a lot of variables. Global recession, inflation continues, interest rates over 8%. People are buying cars at interest rates in the double digits. That's a terrible investment. I can't give advice, but I can just let you know that's a terrible investment. Algorand, that's what it was. Algorand was the coin good old Gary pumped. Andrew Masad, Fully Electric, good to see you guys in there. Chump Change, thanks for hanging out. Everybody else, appreciate you checking in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I always think it's so cool, the simple fact that cryptocurrency is so global. It's been an incredible opportunity for me personally to just connect with people around the world. A hobby, a focus, or even financial freedom and liberation, through cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. It'll really bring some people together. Coinbase shares rise 7% as Grayscale ETF ruling takes effect. Investors were buoyed by a court ruling in Bitcoin spot ETF that could benefit the crypto exchange. Cryptocurrency firm is due to submit its final answer to the SEC's Securities and Exchange Commission response to Coinbase's motion to dismiss by the end of the day, Tuesday. Grayscale, Bitcoin Trust, and MicroStrategy, and other crypto exposed firm saw double-digit gains Tuesday morning, which would be this morning. It should be obvious, but I have some Bitcoin, right? Disclosure. I also have Coinbase stock, and I think Coinbase stock is. Coinbase does a good job, put it simply. And I was really hyped and talking a lot about coin in particular when it was trading around $33 for a while. I think that Coinbase as a company was really undervalued then. I think now we're like much more towards like a fair valuation, but in a bull run, I think this has a big upside. What's interesting is looking at some of the Bitcoin mining stocks. I have some Wolf, and they're like just not doing great today. Although many others are seeing a pretty positive price movement, right? Example Coinbase. But then in comparison, Cypher Mining, another Bitcoin stock, which I also own, is up 14%. So just some data, for whatever it's worth. So let me know any comments you guys have, questions, stuff you want to run through. And we can kind of go through that here in this live stream. That's one of the coolest things about live streams is just the fact we get this real-time interaction. Obviously, I really appreciate all you guys who tune in, watch the content, and comment. It's incredible. But being able to interact with you like in real time is a very cool thing. I've been really excited about the pump largely. Like I have some Bitcoin, right? But I've been working on building my own Bitcoin mining farm. And right, so I've talked about this recently, but I've recently started working with ASIC Marketplace, and it's been a good experience. They stocked the S19K Pro Bitcoin miner among many other miners. And I'm up to personally 19 Bitcoin miners and a bunch of altcoin miners and some other stuff. But I'm very close to getting a consistent 2 petahash. 1 petahash was like one of my lifelong goals. Now 2 petahash, and we'll see where it goes. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Building at the farm has been more difficult than I anticipated. I've hit a lot of roadblocks on many things along the way. But it kind of is what it is, and I just keep chugging along and just try to get where I want to go. If you're wondering about the S19K Pro, right, it's got 23 watts per terahash efficiency. It's a very good Bitcoin miner. And 619, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about the rocks, all right? We don't talk about the rocks. Looking at the S19K Pro, right, we saw these kind of returns on it. And so let's just take, I ran this earlier, but let's just take this one. Okay, I don't have my notes in front of me. So I'm buying this much Bitcoin, $8.43 at 10 cents per kilowatt hour, which is my electricity rate. I'm clearing a couple bucks. We'll see where it goes. But my main point here is that this has been a big relief for Bitcoin miners. It doesn't address the huge looming event. Some people call it the Bitcoin halving. Okay. Let's do countdown. Any moment now. Bam. So I guess the hash rate is just skyrocketing right now as everybody finds all their old Bitcoin miners and plugs them in. But now it's pushed back the ETA to May 14th. Earlier today it was May 8th, and that was pushed back from previous April dates, I believe. But anyway, this will cut the amount of Bitcoin mined in half. Halvings historically have predated every new all-time high in Bitcoin. So if you follow that logic, you could say that there's basically no chance that Bitcoin hits a new all-time high before this event happens. But, history repeats itself, yes, right? And what's the other quote? It's like, it's something like a man who doesn't know history is a fool, which is true. But just because, we see a historical pattern here doesn't mean that this, we can't break the cycle. Could we see this beforehand? Sure. Do I think so? I don't think so. But obviously it's possible. And just like we've seen this recent market pump, we could totally retrace and go back to 20 grand per Bitcoin. It's hard to say. Some more global bad news, right? I mean, they're just gonna be like, all right, the world's officially entered World War III, and I'm like, sweet, you should draft all these people I don't like. Good luck, go make it happen. But I think some time in the military would be very good for a lot of people in this country. But that's another. I don't need to get derailed here. I see some questions about Evergreen down there. I did want to touch on that. So FlexPool is shutting down. These are some of my miners on FlexPool. FlexPool sucks. I don't know why I don't know. There's drama behind that. We'll leave it alone. But anyway, Evergreen is moving to Space Farmers. Evergreen, by the way, if you don't know, they're basically plug and play hard drive miners. We collaborated with them to launch the Tails Edition. There are still some of those available if you'd like to support the channel and order those. But more so importantly, these are orange because they're like Tails. Tails is orange. She's our beautiful Shiba Inu here at the VoskCoin YouTube channel. VoskCoin Tails. Let me just introduce you to Tails if you don't know her. It's my beautiful pup. It's a cute one. And there's another reason that this is not only orange, but it's literally the Bitcoin hex color of orange. Okay, that's because these will be able to become basically plug and play Bitcoin miners through hard drive, and they will essentially automatically dump mined Chia XCH for Bitcoin. And a lot of people don't know that yet. That's a feature they're still working on. Probably see it maybe by the end of the year. I don't know. But that's something I'm excited for and I'm interested in exploring. I do think Chia is cool personally. I'm not here to push that coin on you or whatever. But I'm a big fan of Bitcoin for a lot of reasons. So one thing in particular, right, is so I've got some Caspa miners, and due to all of the basically very low CAS support in exchanges, one thing I'm doing is I am mining Caspa on NiceHash and getting paid out in Bitcoin. My KS3M has basically the output of 8 Bitcoin miners in daily mining profitability, or I guess that would be, I mean, it's depending on the day. Some days that's like, it's like 10. It's essentially 10 Bitcoin miners, I guess, in one, depending on which one you have and all that. With the electrical footprint of basically one of those. Caspa is like rapidly developing if you haven't been following that. The network hash rate is exploding, but my point here being is that it's been a very interesting way for me to increase my Bitcoin holdings, other than the fact that Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin necessarily, but there's a pretty expensive cost to buy in to those miners. But if we could look at Caspa mining, you're mining half as much coin just in the last month. Due to the network hash rate, a halving has basically already been experienced, and Caspa also halves basically every year through the actual emission rate of the CAS cryptocurrency. Flezg, that's a hard name to say. Flezg. Sorry, man, I butchered it. It's over. He's saying we're going to see a new high late in 2025. Oliver thinks bear. Harls, how's it going today? Man, it's solid. I'm glad you're here. And I see your tiny little 420 slapped to your name. That's funny. How do I feel about the KS0 Pro? Let's talk about that while we are on the subject of Ice River mining, right? So there's the KS0, which is, I guess, just come and gone. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the KS0 Pro. It's the same thing, but double. I think this is just an overclock KS0 that they're selling us as a new unit. I mean, I think some people don't understand how little the KS0s make now. Mine kind of failed over and is not mining on NiceHash right now. I noticed my Caspa miners seem to be disconnecting like every day from NiceHash. I got to reboot them or restart the mining pool selection. But anyway, they make like $1 or $2 a day. I don't think the KS0 Pro is interesting at all. I think it's really cool to have a small scale miner like this. But again, this is a hobby miner device at this point. Originally, they turned out to be pretty lucrative. A lot of these big miners were late to market. When I say big miners, I mean like the KS1, the KS2, the KS3, the KS3M. Right, and so if you look at like the KS3M, it's 30 of these. If I can do any sort of math, see if I can do math. Right, so 6 terahash is going to be 6,000 gigahash, and there's 200 of those, and there's 30. Proud of myself. Let's go. Fully Electric says that the KS0 is not overclocked. It's using the KS3 chips that are simply more efficient. He also says that Caspa halves every 9 months, not 1 year. Are you sure about the annual halving? But hey, I'm yelling at a computer screen, and you can Google it right now. I guess I could Google it, but it might be kind of boring. Sorry. Is it too late to buy the ZK Sync airdrop? So you can't buy an airdrop necessarily, but you can participate. So there's something called ZK Flow. It's super cool and super useful. And you can put your address in. So here's mine, and you can see how many interactions on chain I've had, how much volume, the fees I've spent, my last activity, how many active weeks, months, days, whatever. And you can see, protocols I've interacted with and how long it's been. But I don't think it's too late to participate and interact with the ZK Sync Era chain to chase that airdrop. I was doing some tasks this week, and I actually have, I think I think we talked about it in yesterday's video. Basically doing some ZK sync, airdrop hunting, and chain participation. Brandon Black thinks we could overclock the KS0 Pro, and that it should be priced around $450. Silver Cart wants me to use the heat from the back of the Bitcoin farm to dry wet laundry. It's too far from my washer dryer, but that's it's a cool idea. I really do want to get into some heat reuse projects and things like that in the future, but it's just really going to be one project at a time. Let's talk about the just absolute travesty that is Bitcoin.com. It's a domain that has been commandeered by a company, right? And so you go to Bitcoin.com and you want to, start learning about Bitcoin, participate, whatever. But what do you get? You get slapped in the face with their product. Install the app, right? Install the Bitcoin app, you're thinking, right? They got Bitcoin Cash hiding right there. I mean, Bitcoin's not even the star right here. It's interesting. You see, in my opinion, better positioning for Avalanche. It's all about buying Bitcoin, stuff like that. So don't like that. You go to bitcoin.org and you see some link redirections and things like that, but they still house, and relatively easy to find at the bottom of introduction, the white paper. The original Bitcoin white paper is an incredible thing. If you like Bitcoin and you haven't read it yet, you're really just doing yourself a disservice. It's just so cool, to be honest. One of the little art things I'm going to put up in my office soon is I just want to print the front page of it, which is page 1 right here, and just kind of frame that, throw it up on the wall. The abstract is really just legendary, right? A peer-to-peer electronic cash, online payment, one party to another, no financial institution in the equation, right? Digital signature is part of the solution. Main benefits are loss of trusted third party, still required to prevent the double spending. They basically fix that with proof of work. Mining and participation and distribution of the coins is going to be through originally CPU mining, which was really cool, especially for the time. So BG says he reads it to his children every night. Oh man, they must fall asleep quick. 619 Gold Show did send me one of those watches. I don't know why they're building watches. It's ridiculous. Make a new miner. Harls, what wallet would you recommend for mining KDA into? That's a good question. I'll be honest. I used to mine it into an exchange. I don't use that exchange anymore. And to be frank, I'm mining it into a different exchange right now. And I never recommend doing that. But I only have one Cadena miner that I run, so I'm not too worried. It's a risk I'm willing to go ahead and tolerate. But they have their core wallet on their site. That would be the normal recommendation. I wish they had more wallet support. I think Zelcore still supports Cadena. That could be worth exploring. I wish I had a better answer for you, but I'm breaking the rules. Breaking the law. So Mr. Tom Emmer, the quintessence. Can't talk. This is the problem with live stuff. I edit out all my mishaps. The quintessential champion of crypto, Cody Carbone said, who's the president of policy, vice president, policy at the Chamber of Digital Commerce. He said that about Tom Emmer. He's the face of the industry, which is crypto industry in Washington or Washington, D.C. He's been a fierce critic of the Securities and Exchange. He's been a fierce critic of the Securities and Exchange Commission's crypto crackdown. Led work on legislation to block the Federal Reserve from launching its own digital dollar, which is terrible news for people. If you don't realize that, you need to do some research. And if you do some research and you still don't realize that, then you're dumb. Okay. If we have a full blown digital dollar, stuff like that, right? You get social credits, you get social credit scores. Be able to just click like that and turn all your stuff off. They're going to suck up all the physical cash and at some point just say, hey, we're not taking physical cash. there's COVID-20 and it could transmit the virus that we made. I mean, I don't know. I probably shouldn't bring that up here, but anyway. Conspiracy maybe, but how many bad things have to happen to us in this world before we start realizing that there's a lot of truth in these conspiracies? But the bottom line here, and the more important thing is crypto's dream speaker, right? So he's running for speaker. This is a big deal. This would just be a big one for cryptocurrency. I mean, this is a fun one. Like, you don't have to be pro crypto, but don't be anti-American, right? You crack down, and all this innovation, all this stuff's just going to go elsewhere. This isn't about a Republican, Democrat, liberal thing, whatever. The bottom line is, like, if you're into this and he supports that, it's kind of no-brainer. So I dig it. Morgan Stanley believes crypto winter is over, contrary to some of the comments here. Okay. But yeah, Patrick Murphy, he is the majority whip. Is he officially the speaker now, or is he just on the table? I guess that's the next question. So Morgan Stanley said in a report that crypto winter has most likely thawed and expects Bitcoin next halving will spark a new bull run. We've already been saying that, Morgan. This is a fun cover art. AI is just nuts, rapidly advancing and changing the game. It's cool. It's pretty interesting to see, but like, we are going to enter a very weird world in the not so distant future. So I've got this link. It's pinned in the live chat. So if you can go over there and click it, and you can also go to just the YouTube/VoskCoin, youtube.com/VoskCoin, and then go to the community page. But as of this morning, 1,400 votes, 52% of people say that the Bitcoin bear market is not over. Surprising to me, 12% don't care. Jeffrey Lee thinks a black swan is going to happen. Jeff, my heart can't take any more black swans. So if you could just stop that, that'd be great. And I put up another post on Twitter earlier, only 126 sample size, but 9% of people want to know what a Bitcoin is. But looking at the other votes, more people think that the bear market is over on Twitter. We don't have a direct sample size comparison, whatever, but it is kind of funny and interesting to go and see there. GOP picks Tom Emmer as its nominee for House Speaker AP News from Patrick Murphy. Thank you for that. He's the nominee. It's not been decided yet. Jeff, what the hell is a good Black Swan event? Black Swan event. A black swan is an unpredictable event that is beyond what is normally expected of a situation and has potentially severe consequences. Can you have a good black swan? Catastrophic. I don't think you can have a good black swan. So, Bitcoin, it's what we grow, baby. So that's really kind of the main piece, as what's going on with Bitcoin and the market and things like that. If you tuned in later, a very quick recap so we don't get too redundant here. Ultimately, all the news started to leak that the BlackRock iShares Spot Bitcoin ETF was listed on the DCCC website with the proposed NASDAQ symbol of IBTC. They settle and clear on NASDAQ trades, period. But since then, and since the major pump has happened, that has been removed from that website where basically, the huge pump factor has been removed. So are we going to retrace? I think this is a very positive sign of one, just how quickly the market can pump. I mean, I haven't been paying too much attention to it, but it feels like just yesterday we were pretty much around 23 grand, 24 grand per Bitcoin. And now we're at 33, 34. A high of 35 in 24 hours and a low of 31. I mean, it's a $4,000 difference. I mean, it's very large. We look back in this 90-day chart, and I guess we touched the bottom of 25. It really hasn't gone under 25, I guess, in USD. But I mean, we've just been sitting at basically 25. I mean, the majority of 25 or 90 days is effectively 25 to 26 grand. We go out 180 days, and it's pretty flat line. Pretty sideways, I guess, if you will. Almost all of this trading happened within the $26,000 to $30,000 range here. Bitcoin is up an impressive 74% in the last year. You can probably buy 74% less things with your USD right now compared to a year ago. But you would have 74% more USD buying capabilities if you had gotten into Bitcoin a year ago. Granted, there's capital gains, so keep dreaming. It's not quite as good as it always looks, but it's still better than the alternative. So let me know what questions you guys have, and then we'll go ahead and round out this live stream here. We'll go up and pull up a couple of news sources and look at a couple other headlines as we round this out. Blockchain bingo, FanDuel, next Taylor Swift. I mean, these are boring. Friendtech heavyweight user jumps ship for Bitcoin-based competitor. Hey, pop-ups. ARK Invest sold 5.8 million in Coinbase stocks and GBTC shares as Bitcoin soars. Binance defends itself against the CFTC charges, says the agency is trying to regulate crypto activities worldwide, and they're not going to be subject to that. Good old Pepe refuses to disappear. Lighten up 6.9 trillion tokens, going plus 32% overnight. Let's look at PP. Hello. Up 20%, up 10% against Bitcoin, up 15% against Ethereum. There it is. Up 33% in the last 30 days. Yeah, so that's a good point. I guess the opposite of a black swan would be a white swan, and a good black swan is actually basically, I guess, a white swan event. All-time high prediction for BTC. Andrew Masad asks. Drew. I like that name. So, I mean, I think we're going to hit 100K in the next couple of years. I think we're going to go towards like 120,000. A key marker for me is going to be around 90,000. 90,000 is probably going to be like that mark where it's going to be a lot of liquidity, a lot of time to get out in a crazy bull run at that point. And I don't want to exit forever, but I mean, I see a lot of benefit of basically, trying to sell the top and, massively increase your Bitcoin holdings by buying back in later. I mean, just look at the price action. We're still down 51% from the all-time high. If you sold then and you just bought it back in today, you would literally have double the amount of Bitcoins. That sounds cool. What is an airdrop that has the most potential in your opinion? So Doctor Strange. I mean, some of the airdrops that I'm kind of watching and like, they are, Starknet, ZK Sync era, one day maybe MetaMask, Polygon basically said they were going to do a Matic airdrop related to ZK EVM. We have video guides on, all that stuff if you want to check it out. There's a few others as well, but, those are kind of the bigger, more popular names. Some of the big chains like that have already done airdrops like Optimism and Arbitrum have additional airdrops on their roadmap. And those are already clearly successful. Fully Electric thinks that it's going 200,000 plus per Bitcoin. I mean, it's possible. 250K. I think it just really kind of depends on, how wild the market gets. We're going to need some other crazy events, like imagine how crazy NFTs were in the last market cycle. Like we need NFTs to be crazy again, or like Web3 to actually have some killer dApps and apps. We need a lot going on in the ecosystem to sustain the ecosystem, and it kind of keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up. If it's not as exciting, then that may not really be the case. If you think of the 2017, 2018 era bull run, I mean, the market was largely propped up by just, altcoin, ICOs, BitConnect, and CryptoKitties. Like, in essence, that was the market plus, just the value of Bitcoin and the understanding of it and the discovery of it. And then me and a bunch of other crazy miners just mining a bunch of coin. You think of the next bull run, like we had the DeFi summer, and then it was, just crypto madness, Dogecoin, predated both of those bull runs. It was really just a lot about people wanting to make money. They're like, I just want to put this in and I want to take more dollars out. The last bull run was like way less homegrown, way more shallow in a way than like that kind of exciting core belief of like 2017 era, crypto Bitcoin nerds, investors like me. So it just kind of depends. I mean, I think Ethereum is going to go on an absolute tear, whether people love it or hate it. Some of these layer twos, because Ethereum, I wonder if they don't even want to make Ethereum scalable. It's like, what's the point? Like they did fine. They did good enough, right? And we're just going to take ETH and use it for what it is. And then they're going to keep dropping layer twos on it. And these layer twos are going to keep continuing to be billion-dollar unicorn, companies, deployments, whatever. And ultimately, I'm really waiting for Web3 gaming. I mean, there's such a big just market and use there. And crypto and blockchain and NFTs, they're all like just so well suited for it. Yeah, John McAfee, his $500,000 prediction, RIP, too. I don't know if he's actually really dead, but if you guys remember what he promised to get rid of if the price didn't get there. KN592 report again. He's going to think the Buckcoin is going to be the best long-term investment. So it's a fun take. And Patrick says it's going to depend on how quickly we get to 100,000. I think that's a good point on, future price prediction. I mean, if we just like that and we're 100,000, I mean, yeah, 250K is in the equation. Like, this is not going to be a 1 month pump and we're done. I mean, we're going to be in a sustained bull market for a year, I think, once it really pops off. These markets seem to kind of get longer as there's just more building in cryptocurrency. There's more money. There's more companies. Like, don't forget that, like, the biggest fundraising era essentially ever just happened a couple years ago in the last crypto bull run. A lot of those companies are building right now. They've got millions in runway. they're building and building and building, and all of their products are gonna, start to hit, get dropped, and or be rushed to market in the next bull run. That is going to add just so many possibilities, use cases, just fervor in the market. So that's gonna. I think that's just gonna keep it alive. I think it's gonna feel. I don't know. Obviously, nobody knows for certain, but I think when we really kind of get on a bull tear, like it's gonna be up, sideways, parabolic, up, sideways, down, down, down for like 2 years. I think we're gonna be trending up for like 2 years. The last bull run. I mean, the last bull run in essence was like, what, a year and a half, a year, like a solid year, especially. Um, so we'll see. So, any other questions? Let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and round this out in the next couple minutes, and then yeah, that's all I got. So let me know what kind of content you want to see next year on the channel. What recent videos you've liked. If you want to see us do more shorts content. I'm not really a shorts guy, but I've been trying to make more shorts just to maintain relevancy in this era. For whatever it's worth. We're on TikTok. Among Instagram Reels and of course YouTube Shorts. I don't really like that content style. I'm not really like a consumer of it. But I mean, I understand that it's like the fastest growing video market, freaking ever. And I actually switched to Google Chrome. But, Fully Electric says the last bull run was more of a double top. You think it'll be similar? That's a good way to put it. I do. I do think that would probably be. I mean, I think it'll be similar. I just think as time goes on, we're going to see longer bull runs, and they're just going to be less parabolic and more sustained. And then at some point, it's just going to. It's just gonna. I think it's just gonna continue to kind of just like level out. I mean, like crypto has basically been an opportunity to like rocket up and then it rockets down. And you look at the last cycle. Bitcoin is still right now it's trading at half of what it was. But it had way like larger decreases. From its all-time high previously. Like these new bottoms that keep going in are higher and higher and higher, especially in market caps. So. It's my favorite Pokemon. My boy, Larvitar. I think he's my favorite. Larvitar is my favorite. Obviously, I'm a big Blastoise fan as well. Incredible Pokemon. So, I'd say Blastoise is my original favorite. Larvitar is my actual favorite. And I got a real soft spot for Mewtwo. I mean, he's I just really relate to him. Feel that. Doctor Strange, top 5 low cap altcoins. I kind of talked about this the other day, but some of the altcoins I like, and I talked about them recently. Is like I like Chia. I think it's cool. Neoxa, we have their node stuff going. I think don't sleep on Dogecoin. I've been humbled by it before. Doge. I don't know if that's really a low cap coin. Arbitrum, I think, is going to have a really bright future, especially in the next bull run. I'm not a Solana fan. Ohio. Oh man, I answered your question. Now you're spamming it. Come on, why are you going to disrespect me like that? You come to my house and you freaking shit on the couch. It's disrespectful, man. Andrew, it's cool that me and RPM were able to be the first that you watch and learn to mine from. I think RPM's been, a good addition. Funny guy. Upbeat, it's easy to get down. I spend a lot of time. My sound and movements are out of sync. That's depressing. But, hey, anyway. I think some people have like really gotten down in the market conditions. I mean, and it can be depressing, and it's just like generally like very negative. And making content creation, you can really be a focal point of I can be like a focal point for a lot of people's frustration or negativity or whatever, anything like that. Um, and it kind of sucks. It's tough to deal with. Uh, it's but anyway, without going on a rant on that subject, my main point here is like kind of don't forget like the enthusiasm you had when you got into this. Don't like lose the plot here. Don't forget the mission. This is a period of survive, build, stack, sustain. Cryptocurrency as a sector is absolutely a feast or famine thing. So, oh man. So, that's a great question. Bringing up Joe Dirt. He's working at Good Burger. How can crypto help him? Honestly, crypto may never really help Joe Dirt, but crypto could really help Joe Dirt with things behind the scenes. Maybe Joe Dirt's gonna go out there and he's gonna buy a digital game, and instead of that digital game being locked to some centralized company and server, Joe Dirt didn't even realize that the way it was all set up, that it gave him digital ownership of that game. So when Joe Dirt of Good Burger, is running low on money, he needs to pay his rent, he can sell that digital game that was otherwise unsellable, and now he can not only pay his rent, but he can also enjoy his half-off discount at Good Burger. So I think Joe Dirt's a really funny movie. I was telling Alexa about that, Miss Voss, the other day. I think she'll hate that movie, but I want to watch it. I watched that movie with my dad way back in the day. So, bear markets make people grumpy. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Clinton, I appreciate the donation. I'm glad you liked the show. Sorry to hear you've had an issue with your evergreen order. If you guys have any problems with anything in the crypto space, like please post a thread on VoskCoin Talk, right? And so let me show you VoskCoin Talk real quick. So VoskCoin Talk is our forum. It's a community VoskCoin forum. And everybody can go here, post, participate, whatever. I pay attention to it. So if you post a thread like issue with my evergreen order, like where's my evergreen? It's been 2 months. So I can click on that, get the situation. Hopefully you drop your order number. I can send it to EVG and I'll be like, yo, dudes, why isn't this guy gotten his miner yet? So what I've been told from them is that they have shipped the majority of Tails Edition miners last week that were ordered, which was about around their 4-week window that they had advertised and projected, and that the rest of them are supposed to be going out this week. I don't know. I don't work there, but I do believe that they still honor their refund policy of basically, if you're sick of it, they're like, hey, give me my money back, which is much better practice than some other crypto companies have done with crypto mining hardware pre-orders and things like that. So I think that's where I'm going to draw the line here today, guys. That's all I've got today. I really appreciate you all hanging out, tuning in, all the participation in the live stream chat. You guys are fantastic. I see a couple more of your questions. Some of these are really something I need to break out over full videos and all that. But I see them. I'm going to make a mental note and, look at that, for future video content. Who is that? Cook, my man. Let's go. The MVP, Tails. All right. I can do that. Let's see how fast I can grab Tails. Ready, set, go. Hit the desk. Hey, puppy, come here. Hit the mic. Tails, don't touch the mic. Tails, get off the mic. Grumping. Bam! Oh, here you go. We're back. Tails, our Lord Commander, Resident, Owner, Chief, General, VoskCoin. She's got a lot of titles, but she has even more achievements than she does titles. So, hey, all seriousness, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go play with this pup. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support. And honestly, like VoskCoin, you know, the YouTube side of all this stuff is nothing without you all. So I really cannot understate how incredible it is that, you know, you maniacs take the time to tune in, support the content, all that stuff. Because look at that. That's a long tongue. Speaking of Pokemon, you look like Lickitung. So, all right, I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Maybe we'll get back to doing more regular live streams. I was thinking I'd like to maybe move to like one stream a week or something. They're fun to do, but honestly, they're stressful. They're stressful. Oh, I'm just giving you crap, man. It's fine. It's, you know, I apologize, but thanks for the donation. So, Clinton, I see your message. Post a thread on VoskCoin Talk, and I'll try to step in and help you out. We always look to you know, help out our subscribers and community members. So, all right, guys, ladies, I appreciate it. See ya.